All right, Juso, Murda, Jack Murda, how are you?
I'm doing good, my mate. How you doing?
Good, good. Long time no see. What you been up to?
Well, not traveling.
Oh no.
I got a kid. I got my own entrepreneurial sort of production company going on. So I'm dead set right now in Finland, and basically living a non-travel life.
So yeah, is that a good thing or bad thing?
I think I'm super happy where I am. Like I got to do all the things that I sort of had dreamed about doing when I was younger, about traveling Southeast Asia, going to Latin America. So I kind of checked those boxes off. So I'm very happy where I'm at the
Cool.
moment.
All right. So talk me through a regular day in your life at the minute. What is Jack doing? Who is Jack?
Jack is running a production company, doing commercials, music videos, and such day to day. And we've been growing steadfast every year, so very proud of that, doing the right things. Picked up a few awards along the way, and then in my everyday life, I have a lovely spouse, and then a beautiful baby daughter that turned, I guess, 9 months, right about now. So yeah, then I do hobbies such as gym and then badminton, and then I busted up my knee in badminton because obviously it's not good to weigh over 100 kilos and then turn 36. So the knee is gonna give out, and now I got a brace on it.
Yeah, I can't see below the chest there. I don't know what's going on. The
Yeah,
Jack
you
I
don't
met,
want to look. You don't want to see anything below the chest line, brother.
the boy I met was a 20-year-old skinny. We were quite concerned about you at the time, a skinny boy in Thailand. So we'll get back into that later. So
Yeah,
at this
sounds good.
point, I like to do like a too long didn't listen, like a TLDR, but audio.
Mm,
So yeah, if you
yeah,
can give me somebody wants to dip in and out just to listen. So give me a 1 minute highlight of you, please. What's been
one
your,
minute highlight of
yeah, just
me.
your whole life in 1 minute. Let's see how versed you are at this.
Okay, well, 1 minute highlight. Locally born Finnish boy with a very cosmopolitan upbringing, living in Germany when I was younger, then moving back to Finland, um, going to business school and absolutely hating every day of it. Then finding my way through chance when my best friend hit a DSLR camera in my hand and said, "We're making videos." And that completely took me with. And then I guess it was around 4 years after the first film that we did that I picked up the Finnish equivalent for a Grammy for Best Music Video of the Year. And we founded a production company and won several commercial awards along the way. So I'm doing exactly what I always dreamed of, but never sort of had like a strong belief that I could do it. And suddenly I'm exactly where I want. Plus a beautiful family sprinkled on top. So in a minute, that's about
Perfect.
it.
I think you beat the clock anyway. Really good.
Uh,
So as you said, now you're a filmmaker and you do comedy too. I mean,
yeah.
that's
So,
kind
well,
of
that's good that
surprising
you.
to me, given I know you quite well. So why don't you tell me more about that profession or those two, how you got into them? What's like I said, what's an everyday kind of outlook for you?
Well, I completely forgot that. It's good that you mentioned. So basically, throughout my years, I always find entertaining people is something that I really loved, and sort of also watched a lot of stand up. And I guess a lot of people always said like, "Oh my God, you're so funny. You should do stand up." I'm like, "Oh, please."
Really?
Then I actually did it. And turns out I was pretty shit at it, but I really was just completely enamored by the attention and the sort of godlike feeling that you get on stage that I decided to continue with it. And it's been also going very well. I was in the stand-up rookie competition of Finland last year, which is a rather prestigious like a competition that you get an invite only to. Didn't make it, didn't win. Fuck the judges. If you see this,
Fuck the
yeah,
judges. They'll
double middle
definitely
fingers not.
watch. They're definitely watching
Yeah,
you.
I know. They'll see this. They're like, well, we made the right call. And really, I love performing. It goes very great hand in hand with my day job. So I direct, I screenwrite, and then the experience that I get on stage translates very well into sort of nuances of writing comedy or then understanding rhythm and pacing in films with comedy. So, yeah, good stuff, I would say.
Nice. And what about the production side? Did you need any qualifications or special training, or like you said, your friend just put a camera in your hand and that was a bit of, I don't know, what would you say?
I get what you're saying.
Serendipity, something like that.
Well, that's a rather odd choice of words there, Sadler.
Check
but
your vernacular.
Well, vocabulary, vernacular, potato, potato. The thing is, with video production, all people really care about is how good does it look? How funny is it? And papers don't really matter in this line of business, unless, if you want to do films, then a lot of people have film school degrees. But generally speaking, a lot of people self-taught, such as myself, and all that matters and counts is how good, how funny, how emotional it is. And you don't need a degree for that.
No?
No serendipity needed.
No serendipity. Okay, excellent. And I'm guessing you're really enjoying it then.
Oh, I love it. I think it's great. And a lot of stand-up comedians, they hate their day-to-day job, and they'll just, do self-deprecating humor on that. But, I'm winning. I'm killing it. I can relate to all the people.
Okay. Well, a lot of people say that comedy comes from repression
Pain.
or a painful background, right?
No. I've lived with a golden spoon up my ass entire life. So
I did guess.
just doing comedy for the elites, I guess. That's the way we handle business.
Cool. Well, yeah, taking it back to your youth, that was my next line of questions. So it was a seamless transition. What about, I remember meeting you, I think you'd just come out of the army. Is that a regular thing in Finland? I guess you have to do service or?
Yeah. Most of the males here in Finland, well, everybody is forced to do army. So we have mandatory service. Obviously, you can get out of it if you have some health reasons or mental issues where you can't do it. But yeah, generally speaking, most of the male population
they let
goes
you
to the
in.
army.
And there you went.
Yeah, they let me in. They
Despite all of these,
I
must
flew
have been
under the
short
radar.
on males. Must have been short on males.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me about that. What kind of person would you describe yourself as in the army? Obviously,
Whoa, in the army, rather, I guess I had an aversion towards authority, but I still got the job done. I got to do a rather cool aspect of the military where I was motorcycle recon. So I get to drive a 650cc KTM dirt bike through the forest. And yeah, that was also very enjoyable.
Nice. So that was 2 years you served, or?
No. Generally, well, in Finland, it ranges from 6 months to 12 months,
Okay.
the mandatory service. And if you really have a hard-on for the Marines or military, then you can stay there.
Nice. Okay. So again, going back to youth, did you have any kind of ambitions when you were younger, before then, just after then?
I always had sort of filmmaking dreams. I had them for a long time, and then I did the sensible thing that my parents pushed me towards, which was going to business school, because obviously if you get a business degree, you can do anything. But I disliked almost every day. The only thing I did like were the parties. I mean, I remember just thinking, how can I maximize the partying? This week we're going to have the porn party. Next week we're going to have the party cruise, and then 3 weeks from there. So it was really just doing that until the DSLR camera dropped in my hand, and I suddenly had this very clear, distinct direction in my life.
Cool. You can talk to me about the porn parties later. We'll pick that up. Okay, I'll just write it.
That sounds good.
Cool. All right.
I think you've had your fair share of those, Guy.
I don't know. I'll cut that one out. Anyway, so why don't you talk me through how you got from being that skinny and semi-shy 20-year-old boy to the hulking, arrogant man that you are now. How would you describe that transition?
Well, there's an absolutely very fundamental meeting in my development, and that was meeting you, Guy, and that's where I learned true arrogance to, you know, have this delusional self-belief of you can do anything you want, and
it worked.
that really
clearly.
changed the course of my. It did.
There you go.
It
Fake it
did.
till you make it, son.
That's how we do it, baby.
So
but yeah,
meeting me,
on a serious
aside from
note, on a on a
In
serious
addition?
note, uh, in a serious note, I guess. I've been rather optimistic throughout my life and have general positivity of you get what you dish out. And I think what I learned during my travels especially was that if you're ever stuck in a situation that would seem hopeless, then the universe will find a way to correct itself and you will be right on your way and be where you should be. And that has sort of guided me after my travels and everything that I've done. That there's this belief that it's gonna be good. We're gonna make it.
You can get that printed on your T-shirts at your gigs, maybe. That's quite a lot of words to put in, but something like that. And what about your family?
Yeah, when I'm bombing on stage. Yeah.
What about your family? You mentioned your parents pushed you into business school. Is that right?
Yes, they did.
What
Yes.
kind of influence have they had on other decision making over the years? Are they a big influence on you, or have you just taken that into consideration when you've made your own mind up?
Well, they've been absolutely stellar in my upbringing, always trying to provide me and my sister with any sort of opportunity, chance that they could. Very loving upbringing, and guess just, you know, them being sort of loving yet firm and expecting something of us has brought by the fact that, you know, we're rather doing well in life and in the business side as well as in the personal side. So yeah, everything that they have been in my life has aided me in being who I am.
Nice. So they're kind of facilitators positively more than anything.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Good to hear. So they're to blame for this. What we see.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I'll have to have words with your mom and dad then. All right, so
please don't.
I will not talk to them. You know that restraining order goes overseas. So, all right, so just on this one. So for you, anyone else who might be listening, anybody ever, at this point in the future, this podcast is called Pivotation. It's where I look to discover nuances involving many journeys of friends I've met over the years traveling. So what was it from and what it was towards? So with that in mind, what was the process like? Did you have like a half pivot when you've been making your changes, or has it all been like balls to the wall? What's been your process?
Well, you mean like pivoting from traveling or
one job, one career,
one career
to a movement, something new, a new place, a new mindset? What's it been like? It's obviously been many iterations, as I can see, but has it been all in, or do you just dip your toe in and just try first?
Dip my toe in and try. And I've been always yearning to get more and new experiences, whether it's, you know, traveling or eating different cuisines or whatever it may be. Yeah, I always want to seek out something new. And when I have the opportunity, then I'll definitely do it. And then dive head first into it. See if I like it. If I like it, I'll stay. I'll do it more. If not, I'll pivot and do something else.
So kind of an educated semi-pivot every time, yeah?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess it's more intuition and feeling based.
With a hint of caution. Very good. All right, so we met in 2011, as far as my mind stretches. What did that trip mean to you in the wider context? Describe that moment.
Oh, it was everything. It was in hindsight, it was a very defining chapter in my life. Nice. Absolutely. They used to say in Finland that if you go to the army creates men out of boys. But that could be really farther from the truth when you're told when to shit and to eat. much more so traveling solo for the first time outside of Europe, being the boss of yourself, where to go, what to do every day really grew my character and helped me find out who I am in the most, stereotypical way.
So when we met, you'd already been to India, somewhere else before.
Yeah.
Talk me through that part,
Yeah,
because obviously I didn't know that part of your life before.
Yeah, so I flew in straight from Helsinki to Mumbai, and it was the first time I was traveling solo. It was the first time that I was outside of Europe. And the moment that you hit Mumbai and the doors open off the airplane, you're hit with this warm sensation of the tropical weather. And then later, when you start leaving the airport, a sort of smell of bubonic plague and dumpster fire, and then you have begging people coming through the rickshaw holding babies with like melted faces, and you're hit with this culture shock. And I remember I was stuffing like rupees down my socks because I was thinking I'm gonna get robbed most likely. It was like 3 a.m. I didn't have a hotel to go into, so when I arrived in central Mumbai, I had to search for hostel or hotel, and I got into one, and they obviously saw my complexion, ripped me off completely with the price, and I didn't know how even an air condition worked. So I put that on full blast, and I was just freezing throughout my first night. And I woke up, and I remember thinking like, yo, this traveling shit ain't for me. And it wasn't. And everybody in India at first felt like they were super hostile. Like when you'd look at them, they'd look at you back and think, what the fuck is wrong with these people here? And it wasn't until I met this Australian dude called Zen that he taught me what to order to eat the good stuff and explained to me about India. I was like, yeah, smile back at them. Try that. So then I smiled back at the Indian guys, and they waved their head like this and smiled back. I was like, all right, now I'm getting it. And then I got into the flow of meeting people. It didn't matter where you're from or what you do. It was super easy to meet new people and make new friends, and then kind of like hitch a ride with them from Mumbai to, say, Goa, and they're going to go off to Gokarna, but you want to stay a little bit longer, and rent a motorcycle and drive it up and down. And I just had a complete blast. I remember, you can cut me off, Guy, if I ramble too long. But
Carry on.
yeah, I remember specifically in Goa, asking my friend to film this, and I ran into the Indian Ocean for the first time. This was like 2 days after arriving, or 3 days after arriving in India. And I remember it was mid-November in Finland, so it means like super slush, super dark, terrible weather, and I'm just floating in the Indian Ocean, just screaming my lungs out because it was just so terrific. It was a moment I will remember a very long time.
Yeah, it sounds very different to the time you and I went in the ocean in Tulum. We'll not talk about that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, because you're a very disgusting person.
You are disgusting. You taught me all of that.
I taught you nothing. I admit nothing.
Yes, you did, Jon Snow.
And what about since then? Obviously, that was a huge trip for you. India, then Southeast Asia. Then you went off to Australia, I remember, with the other guys.
Yeah.
How about around then, since then? You can talk anything. Tell me anything about that.
Well, I met you guys in the border of Chiang Mai, Laos. Then we had our little stint together and bonded very well. And then, after Laos, I went to Vietnam, traveled through there. Then I ran out of money. And when I ran out of money, I had the option of
Daddy. Get that golden
that was
spoon
one
out
of
of the
options. Yes, the golden diamond-studded spoon. Father, provide me with funds. I had the option of either flying back to Finland, or then, like many during the travels that I met, they'd gone to Australia for a working holiday visa. So I decided to get that and fly to Australia. Now, your friends were heading there as well. We decided to join forces and get an apartment together in Brisbane. And I think it was within 2 weeks where I had got myself a job. a bank account, and an apartment. And it happened very quickly. And I remember I had a very difficult time landing a job with my Finnish name. So then Jack Murda was a lot more easier to get the foot in the door. And people were like, that's an awesome name. I was like, I know, right? Like, is it real? I'm like, check Facebook. And they checked and they're like,
Must
fuck,
be
it's
real.
real. I'm like, exactly. It is real.
Nice. So from there, what was next? Did you do any big trips? I remember we met in Mexico, and were you studying?
This was, yeah, this was way later. This was like
Yeah.
after getting into business. So returning back to Finland,
Okay.
then getting into business school. And I think it was a third year of business school where we did an exchange program where I had the chance to go to study in Colombia, Medellin, which I always wanted to visit Colombia. And then we flew to Mexico, and that's where we met you again. You just so happened to be there eating tacos and swimming in the ocean.
Excellent. So that was the last time you really went traveling then, the end of business school, or?
Yeah, I say for an extended period of time. Yeah, 2017, 2018, that's when I was close to 8 months abroad. And after that, it's been more, like holidays where instead of a backpack, I've got my Samsonite bag ready and my neck rest. So something that I swore adamantly I would never do.
You sold out.
I would never get. I sold out.
Sold out. Sold your soul to the
Absolute
devil.
sellout.
Yeah, well, it happens
Beautiful,
to all
man.
of us.
You ever flown first class? You ever flown first class, guy?
Business class. That's,
I didn't think so.
Nah, exactly. Sorry. And what about your destinations? Give me your top 5 in the whole time you've been away. Where's your top 5 destinations?
Whole time, well, absolute favorite is Koh Tao, Thailand. You've been there, right?
Yeah, a couple of times, yeah.
Turtle Island. How do you like it?
I haven't been for a while. It's had a bit of a bad rap the last 10 years or so. There's been a lot of mysterious murders happen there, but I made it out, and so did you, so I've got no complaints. But yeah, very beautiful. Like, I know you like diving anyway, so that's probably your thing, isn't it?
Yes. Diving is my thing. I used to do that in Koh Tao. I actually got my diving license over there. And Koh Tao is number 1. Then I really liked the Gili Islands close to Bali. They're fantastic. Medellin is just a stunning city to be, and especially during night when you have a perfect 360-degree panoramic view of the city with sort of like star-studded, what are they, barrios that they call them, like the poorer areas, and the heat rises so they sparkle in the dark. Beautiful city. I thought Mexico was great. Had a great time there. And then if I had to pick something as a last, well, Australia. You got to go down under, mate. You got to love it there.
Yeah, for sure.
Melbourne, Cairns. Yeah.
Perfect. And what about a place you felt most at home outside of Finland? Where in particular made you feel like that? Indian Ocean?
Probably, I'd say Australia. I couldn't envision myself living there if I were not living in Finland.
And what was a trip that changed your perception of life? Like, where was it?
It was just 2010, 2011 when I was away for 1.5 years. So this was the trip to Southeast Asia, India, Australia, then slowly making my way back through Southeast Asia to Europe and to Finland. So that was a very, life-defining trip.
A pivotal trip, you may say.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
A serendipitous trip.
I'm still teaching you. There you go.
Yes. After all these years,
you still humble
Father.
Yourself. Failure. Next one. Failure. I know you know about this.
Why do we speak of you now?
On to me now. Are there any failures you're grateful that you went through? Business, life, work, family, anything?
Ooh.
Shouldn't say family. That's kind of a harsh one.
But it could be.
Could be. But you shouldn't tell us.
No, I'm not gonna. No, but my family hasn't failed yet.
Maybe if I ask them, strong. You might come
Holy
up.
strong. Yeah, could be. But there's plenty of failures. Failing, bombing on stage, failing to get the contract for a big commercial, failing to, you know, a lot of failures along the way. And I think the only thing that you got to do with failures is really like sit in it, assess why you failed, and then try to learn from it. That's the only way that you can go forward, really.
Yeah, excellent. And if you had to start again from zero, what would you do? What would be your
As in, I'm
process?
6 years old and I have all my knowledge, and then I can
Yeah,
use this knowledge to gain insane upside in the stock market. What is
I mean,
narrow it down,
that's
guy?
kind of a lazy one. I'll invest. I'll go in some ETFs. Or I'll put all my money in Microsoft. Something a bit more original. You've just come out of the army again, and more
Hmm.
physical thing than financial,
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
based on experiences.
based on experiences, I would rather do something that you are really passionate about, even though it might not look like a luxurious career, because at the end of the day, passion will always drive you into becoming better at whatever it is. And at one point, you're going to be an expert in that field. And then most likely that field is going to pay out very nicely to you,
So don't follow the
So
money. Is that basically
follow
part
the
of it?
money is the safe option. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to knock people who do that. That's what I did. And it's certainly most, at least previously, it's been a surefire guarantee to get a good job. But right now, I would advise people to do what they love or like to do, and then get really good at it, and that's going to pay dividends in the
Perfect.
future.
Nice. All right. What about skills? So tell me some skills you've learned perhaps by traveling that you think have helped with your current role or your progress. Like personally, I've always admired, I'll say it quietly, I've admired your grasp of the English language, the
Oh,
nuances, the fine details that you
thank you
know.
very
So
many.
someone who claims to be a comedian, I'm sure that's
Mm.
probably helped you with your English audience. So do you think that
Yes.
traveling helped you with any of that? Or what did it help you with, if not those things?
Well, the biggest thing that traveling really helped me with was I learned how to cook. Like, I had no idea how to cook before I went traveling, and I didn't have to cook for the first 4 months. It wasn't until I went to Australia where I ate tin canned spaghetti,
Oof.
and some Italian guy at the hostel side was like, "Mamma mia!" Like, he's like, threw it away. He's like, "I will show you how to make the pasta," and he showed me how to make the fucking pasta. Like, now I know to cook all the different pastas, and from that, I learned how to cook, anything basically. It is like I got the fundamentals down over there. So that was a big thing. And even bigger thing, like I said previously, was the fact that I became sort of the master of my own course of where I want to take my life, and having this belief that I can do pretty much anything and survive.
Excellent. Really good. Are there a set of beliefs or principles that you've kept along the way that have served you? If so, what would they
I've
be?
sold them all out, guy.
Sold
You
them
know
all out.
me.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing you can think of?
Throw plastic in the forest is what I like to say.
Okay. Thanks for that one. And what's been your favorite period of your life? Obviously, you're getting on a bit now. You've had many
Oh,
different periods. When would you say you've been
I'm in the
happiest,
middle
maybe?
of it.
Oh, nice.
I'm in the middle of it, mate. I kind of turn into this sappy old man, where we're doing really well, and then I look at like my younger co-founders, and I look at them, I'm like, we're doing pretty well, aren't we? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like,
Okay,
we gotta go
boomer.
forward. Yeah, yeah. Okay, boomer. And I'm like, no, but really though, I mean, it's a lot of nice experiences that we had. And they have the vision strictly on the road, whereas I like to look sometimes in the back mirror. And I'm very well aware of the fact that I'm living in, I guess, the golden age of what it is to be Jack right now.
And so that was the next thing. What does a good life mean to you right now? How could you How would you phrase it quickly?
Oh, well, I wish my health continues on steadily. I wish the safe being for my family and friends, and I wish that the company rolls by well, that we're doing like everything is really good right now. It's like in that horror movie where it's like it's too quiet, you know?
Mm.
The birds start chirping and then
Or if you have a
something's around the corner.
child, if the child's too quiet, you've got to worry, right?
Yeah, it's just staring in the corner, you know? It's like, well, what is she looking at? And there's like 38 ballistic, Russian missiles heading towards her home, something like that. But no, it's really good right now, really good.
Nice. So that's good to hear. Very good to hear. All right, so that's pretty much everything. So here.
All right, bye.
No, see you. So now all the softballs are out the way. Here's the hard-hitting questions that everybody wants to know. I'm going to give you a couple of quick fire round questions, okay? So you get a one or the other. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
City break or nature escape?
Nature escape.
Okay. Road trip or train travel?
Road trip.
Summer or winter? As a man from Finland.
Summer.
Summer?
Summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Routine or variety?
Variety.
Mm-hmm. Flexible hours or fixed schedule?
Flexible.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Deep focus or multitasking?
Bit of both.
Okay.
Can't pick either or. I want a bit of both.
It's fine. There's no right or wrong answer. Big picture or details?
Big picture.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
All right, last one. This is the big one. Socks in bed or absolutely not?
Hell no. What are you, an animal?
Yes. Well, it's funny because animals probably don't wear socks. So, all right, Jack, it's been very emotional. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to me.
No worries, mate.
If anyone wants to check out any of your comedy stuff, your movies, your production, where can they find you?
Well, on Instagram, you can check us out at Askel Company. So
Perfect.
ASKEL means step in Finnish. So check that out. If you want to check my comedy, then head over to Jack Murda _ on Instagram, and I have a few bits in English there as well.
They can critique you then. Perfect. If I'll leave a link in the show notes anyway, if anybody wants to check you out. All right. Thanks again. Sure. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care and
take care.
Be good.
Snake charmer.
Be good at it. All right. Take care, mate.
Yes, that's
Thanks
what I do. Thanks, mate.
Bye-bye. And cut. Thanks everyone, or anyone, for sticking around and listening all the way through. I really do appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this episode, the best way to support the podcast is simply by following, subscribing, and sharing it with anyone you think would get value from it. You can also find me on all of the usual socials, as well as those of today's guest, if they want you poking around in their business. I'll leave all the links in the show notes, so feel free to head there and take a closer look at my top tier content. If you'd like to support the podcast directly, you can do that through my Buy Me a Coffee link. It genuinely helps me keep creating these incredible episodes and improve as we go along. And finally, if you're interested in working with me more directly, I also offer a travel consulting service, whether that's guidance, strategy, or help with selecting your pivot towards your new chapter. You can book a session through the link in the description. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you on the next one.